Good morning, guys. This is Tracy Newman from the Navigator's Tarot, here to bring you a few readings. We'll see what's going on for the collective energies this week. This week has already proved to be topsy-turvy and quite stressful. Lots of energies flying about, lots of anarchic, is that the word? Energies going on. Yeah, there's sort of like... Just be careful this week in how you react to the world and how it's actually shaping up for you, because things are very volatile at the moment. Things are actually starting, because the pressure is on. So what I feel like, it's kind of like this pressure building. There's more disclosure leaking out, but the pressure is building as people are starting to, awaken and beginning to sort of like wake up to what's really been going on the planet. And there's kind of like this chaos that that kind of disclosure starts to bring. And the waking up process, of course, can be quite chaotic and difficult when you actually start to see the world not through the eyes of another, but through the awakened eyes of the self. Yeah, we have. So in the past, just recent past, we did have some kind of nice transitioning type of energies that were kind of like building up to this. We've had a couple of X-class flares, I think, almost over the last couple of weeks, and they're really beginning to sort of like have an effect on the general populace. And it causes quite a lot of those energy surges can actually cause chaos and instability in our emotional area, in the emotional body. Yeah, so we have the Tower here, and, last week we had the Tower in just about in every reading. So there is this crumbling down of the old world structure. And of course, that actually has to begin within each and every single one of us. So, a lot of the time this can start off as emotions that are not able to be, confusing kind of emotions that are not kind of able to be processed in any way, because the energy surge is so great and it's hitting the solar plexus. And so when that actually happens, it begins to sort of like everything starts to roil around and actually want to, we want to purge out a lot of what we're feeling, and, can come out in outbursts, which is what I actually had said last week. Be very careful, especially for the masculine around this area. This is all blocked, but this, and this is completely out here, but nothing here is actually, but, now these energies, so nothing here it was all kind of blocked, but now the energy from the sun is literally going to start to really, those energy surges are going to actually push out a lot of the blockages that are all in here, and start to actually, but in doing that, it's actually going to be an uncomfortable ride. It's actually going to be sometimes in the form of pain. It can be in the form of illness, or it can actually be in the form of extreme emotions and outbursts and things like that. So, it's going to be a little bit of a tough time as we go through this. As within, so without. But, this actually preceded, before all this is the higher self also too. Yes, the energy from the sun, from the solar plexus, which is the higher aspect of self as it comes down through our physical bodies and down into the central sun. If you can tap into that and bring it down all the way into the central sun, always a good idea to keep us grounded. But it is literally a higher state of being. And of course, if you are trapped in any sort of darkness at all, that pressure is going to build and build and build, and until it literally explodes, which is what we have here with the Tower. So, we're going to see probably a little bit more aggression and all that sort of chaos ensuing in others and in our outside world, and just be very careful, because as within, so without. So, also take note of what's actually going on within your own being and take measures to heal and to ground yourself into the earth plane. Yeah. So these are all energies that must come through and be purged out, because with the tower, the tower must crumble and fall. But literally it will lead us to a new beginning. The Fool, pretty much there, that jumps out into the unknown. Now the Fool is the 0 card in the tarot deck. It's absolutely new beginnings after the absolute crumbling down of an old way of thinking, or even an old world structure. But I'm hearing the fox is in the hen house, so be very careful about triggers this week. That can lead us to, become quite heightened in our emotional state. If you are triggered, it's a good idea to go within, to find the core of the issue and to release it, and move on into something a lot calmer and more gentle. So be very kind and gentle on yourself this week, because these energies can be quite disconcerting and quite confusing. Yes, so there is conflict, but what it is literally just chaos. It's the rising of, we will have victory over this, but there's going to be a dark moon period, especially for those that have the greater amount of the masculine energy, because this is the rise of the divine masculine. The masculine has been purging out a lot of the darker energies, sometimes through the physical body, through the form of pain or whatever, whatever form it comes in. But this is to prepare it for the awakening of the serpent energy and the dragon energy. And it is not the serpent in the darker sense. It is literally the serpent of this, that is of the healer, pretty much. So snakes and dragons mean personal power, the emerging of personal power, and transformation. And that is exactly what a lot of people will be going through right now. But as this is emerging, these powers are emerging, we must first purge out a lot of the darker energies and the confusing, chaotic energies. So this is going to be the rise of the divine masculine that is beginning to occur. But of course, it's going to look like chaos for a little while until the emergence occurs. But it will happen. The dragon and the snake are in position, coiled, ready to go. At the moment, I feel like the dragon and the snake are sleeping, but they are nearly ready to awaken. And I do not know what will happen then. But at the moment, it's chaos. At the moment, the tower must fall. And it's a good idea to allow it to fall. This is about changing frequencies. So the older frequencies are now being replaced by something else of a higher frequency and a higher vibration. But of course, those frequencies can't gel with something that is, that causes a discord or of a lower frequency. So it literally destroys anything that is of a lower frequency. And sometimes you cannot even access those lower frequencies anymore. The higher frequency that you become, you cannot actually tolerate any of the lower frequencies anymore. It will just cause major circuit breakdown in your body. So at the moment, we just have to allow the tower to fall and to break open anything that needs to break open. The dragon and the snake of transformation is ready and coiled, ready to go. However, it is not yet time. This is a divine timing, but it will occur. But in the meantime, it will be uncomfortable and it will look like chaos. All right, this is the sun. So fantastic things are coming. The sun is actually going through a massive amount of change, and we're going to feel it in our solar plexus especially. Okay, so we also may have, as this begins to unblock, a lot of purging out through the energies that are in this area. So that may mean diarrhea or anything like that, or just a purging out of those energies. Anyway, that's all I have for you this week, because the energies are really quite intense, and I think it's going to play out in different ways for each and every single one of us. But it's leading us to something that will be a lot lighter, hopefully, in the future. Okay. All right. I hope that makes sense, and I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.